Hi, my name is Lisa Berknes-Tavares, and it is my pleasure to be able to introduce you to New Bedford Youth Court. New Bedford Youth Court was the first youth court that began in 2002 here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and is one of 1,200 operating throughout the United States of America. New Bedford Youth Court is a juvenile diversion program that holds young people accountable for misdemeanor crimes and inappropriate behaviors. They help to reconnect young people in a more positive way with their community, while also holding them accountable for their acts and helping them to repair the harm they have caused. To date, we have heard over 650 cases through New Bedford Youth Court process. What makes Youth Court special is that it's a peer-driven court. The young people in Youth Court are volunteers, typically high school students, who are trained about courtroom etiquette and the legal system. They actually adjudicate the cases. They play the roles of prosecution, defense, clerk, bailiff, and jury. The jury members have a critical role in Youth Court because they actually decide what appropriate sanctions are going to be handed down to the offender or the respondent that will help them to reconnect with their community and develop new skills to help them along their way. This reenactment of the Youth Court hearing is an actual Youth Court case that was heard several years ago here in New Bedford. We are pleased to have the New Bedford Public Schools, our other local schools in the area, the New Bedford Police Department, and the cooperation of Juvenile Court to make this project a success. Youth Court allows young people to be held accountable for misdemeanor crimes and avoid what may be the first stain on their criminal record. We have had a tremendous success rate with a 94% compliance rate over the past 6 years. Our recidivism rate is very low as well. The majority of our young offenders that are processed through Youth Court do not continue to get in trouble with the juvenile court system or the police. Nationally, youth courts are recognized as one of the fastest growing restorative justice programs in the country. At the local level, we utilize the adult judge model, and we are fortunate to have the volunteerism of community lawyers and retired judges that serve our court on a weekly basis. In addition, we pride ourselves in the ability to have a diversified funding stream that helps Youth Court to be operating and exist 7 years since its inception in 2002. We have had a variety of funding sources, including federal, state, and local funds that help to support our effort, in addition to private grant funding. In addition to our community supporters and our funding, the youth volunteers are what really make Youth Court a success. We've had hundreds of volunteers give thousands of hours to Youth Court over the past 7 years. I hope that you enjoy this reenactment of a Youth Court hearing and contact us with any questions that you may have at 508-979-1580 or email at nbppyouth@aol.com.
All rise. All attendants before this honorable court draw near and you shall be heard. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Ryan McHarris presiding.
Please be seated. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. I would like to thank you all for coming here today. I would like to remind everybody that today we are here in the interest of serving our community and achieving justice in our society. We are not here to determine the guilt or innocence of our young respondent, but rather to decide what the appropriate disposition is going to be for his actions. We are going to base our decision today on the goals of Youth Court, how to hold this particular respondent accountable for his actions, and including how to help him make up for the harm that he has caused. We are going to help him become a more productive member of society and show him how he can increase his skills and his competencies so that by involving him in the community, we can make him a more productive member of our community. Before we begin tonight, I'd like everyone to please rise. We're going to take an oath of confidentiality. Please indicate by saying "I do" if you agree with the following statement. Do you swear or affirm that you will not reveal to anyone what is discussed tonight at Youth Court?
I do.
Thank you. Please be seated. This time I'd like to ask the attorneys to please rise and introduce yourself to the court.
Good evening, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my name is Ashley Aguiar, and I'll be representing Youth Court in this matter.
Thank you, counsel.
Good evening, Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. My name is Travis Raposa, and I'll also be representing youth court in this matter.
Thank you, counsel.
Good evening, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my name is Justin Alves, and I will be representing Michael Jones in this matter.
Good evening, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my name is Justin Gomes, and I will also be representing Michael in this matter.
Thank you, counsel. Please be seated. Sir, can you please rise? Michael Jones, you have agreed not to contest the charge of larceny for less than $200 on August 21st, 2008. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and on that date, you stole a watch and batteries. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, at this time, I would like to ask you to look at our young respondent. If any of you has a personal connection with this particular respondent, if you know him, if you know anything about him, you will have to remove yourself because that will prevent you from sentencing him fairly. Is there anyone in this courtroom that wishes to do that? Okay. Then in that case, would the prosecution like to make an opening statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, please proceed.
The respondent is here tonight for committing a crime. He and his brother went to Super Stop and Shop with the intent of committing larceny. As the tape will show you, he stood lookout for his brother and acted as an accomplice in stealing a watch and batteries. As an accomplice, he is just as much at fault as if he had stole the items himself. Please keep this in mind while you hear the case tonight.
Thank you, counsel. Does the defense wish to make an opening statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please proceed.
Today you'll hear the story of Michael. Michael is a boy with only one role model, who is his older brother, Peter. Now, Peter cooks and cares for Michael, but as you will hear from his father, is indeed troublesome at times. He is a good-hearted young man, but with some good guidance, he could be even better. I'd like you to take that into consideration as you take this case.
Thank you, counsel. Prosecution, at this time, would you please present your case to the court?
Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, the prosecution would like to submit the first exhibit, Exhibit A, the tape given from the Stop and Shop supermarket.
And for what purpose are you submitting this, counsel?
In order to show the respondent's involvement in the crime.
Are there any objections to this tape?
No, Your Honor, there are no objections.
Please proceed, counsel.
As the tape opens, you will see the respondent and his brother looking through the watches at the supermarket. At this point, you'll notice the respondent. He will begin to look around to see if there's anyone watching or any security cameras.
The prosecutor goes on to narrate the video, pointing out the respondent and his brother's actions at the grocery store, as well as the specific details of the crime. The video depicts the respondent being a lookout for his brother, as well as the actual placing of the batteries and watch in his pocket.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may be seated.
Thank you.
Could you please state your name and position for the record?
Officer Eric DaCosta, DACOSTA, New Bedford Police Department.
On August 21st of 2008, were you working?
Yes, I was.
At approximately 3:30 in the afternoon, why were you called to the Super Stop and Shop, excuse me?
I was dispatched there because I was told that they have 2 shoplifters in custody.
So what occurred when you arrived there?
When I arrived there, I met Mr. Joe Souza, who is the store security officer, and he had 2 parties in his custody in his office.
Did you receive a copy of the video we just watched?
I watched it actually with the security officer and the 2 defendants at the store.
So what did the videotape show?
The videotape showed the defendant and co-defendant walking around the store. Then they stopped at a watch table, left the watch table, continued to walk around the store randomly, up and down the aisles. Then they went to, in one of the aisles, the defendant's brother took a couple of packages of batteries, walked away with concealing them. The defendant that's here today was acting more of a lookout. He was looking around watching, looking up at the cameras. And then they both returned back to the watches where the co-defendant took a watch and concealed it in his jacket. When they walked out without paying, that's when they were detained by the security officer.
Okay. During questioning, did the respondent admit to involvement?
After numerous times of talking to him, he admitted to his involvement. Yes, he did.
All right, the prosecution has no further questions.
Thank you, counsel. Would the defense like to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Officer DaCosta, you said that the respondent admitted to his crime, to the incident, correct?
After numerous times of talking to him, yes, he did. He
What-
became cooperative and admitted to his involvement in the crime.
What did he tell you?
He said he didn't take anything. That was at first. I wasn't taking anything. I didn't do anything. But later on, he admitted to being the lookout and the accomplice of his brother while his brother was taking the stuff.
So would you say the respondent took responsibility for his part in the entire incident?
By the end, yes, he did.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. The prosecution like to redirect the witness.
No, Your Honor, the prosecution rests at this time.
Thank you, counsel. You can step down, officer. Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, would the defense please present its case?
Thank you, Your Honor. The defense would like to call Michael Jones to the stand.
Sir, please come up to the stand.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may be seated.
Sir, I'd like to remind you to speak loudly so the board can hear you when you give the testimony.
Could you please state your name for the record, spelling your last?
Michael Jones, Jones.
What school do you go to?
I go to Roosevelt Middle School.
How old are you?
12,
What grade are you in?
7th grade.
Do you do anything for fun?
I play basketball.
Do you enjoy that?
I like it.
What happened on the day of the incident?
My brother and I went into Stop and Shop to look for something to eat that night.
Can you make sure you're really, really loud so the people in the back of the courtroom can hear? Just
Yes.
repeat that for me.
My brother and I went to Super Stop and Shop to get something to eat that night.
Did you pick up any food?
No, not that night.
Okay. How did the both of you end up at the watch table?
We were just looking around the store and we ended up going by the watches.
What happened when you got to the watch table?
My brother and I were just looking around, looking at the watches.
What happened next?
We went down one of the aisles to the batteries
Why did you go down the battery aisle?
because my brother wanted batteries and he took them.
You took them. Then what happened?
Then we just walked around the store for a little while and looked around. And then we went back to the watches.
What did you do when you got back to the watches?
My brother decided he was going to take them.
What did you do while your brother was taking a watch?
I just watched out and made sure no one was watching us
Why did you make sure no one was watching you?
because I don't want to see my brother get in trouble because he's the only one I have, really.
What do you mean?
My dad works 2 jobs and my mom's not around anymore, so he's kind of my big brother role model, you know?
So you didn't want to see your brother get in trouble?
Yes.
Do you feel bad for what you did?
Yes, I feel bad.
Why?
Because stealing is wrong and I shouldn't have done it.
Why is stealing wrong?